What's going on, everybody? This is Afrothinktank. Today I want to talk about Mechee X and her live she did yesterday. Addressing saneter, right? And the whole polite situation and saneta's lack of accountability and for his portion in creating polite, right? And how it displays a big issue that I've been talking about in the black community, in the conscious community, is that we got a lot of black folks who stay silent when people who are they're close to, people they work with, do degenerate shit because it's some code of, oh, that's my homie, let me not blow him out the spot. And sometimes we don't think we're a part of the problem, but we are the problem. And people like saneter, and the fact that he knew that Polite was a pedophile, right? He knew Polite was a pedophile, right? But he still platformed that pedophile, right? And this has been a thing with saneter, that he platforms a lot of people who've been detrimental to the community, unbeknownst to the community. He platformed a lot of these pretendian people, right? Who came on there and they spit their little knowledge, and then they start shifting people over to this pretendian idea, right? So he has allowed African Americans and other black people to be miseducated because he continues to platform pseudo conscious people who get an opportunity to disseminate their false information to the masses. Now, if he was really about that life, he wouldn't allow false and pseudo information to be platformed. Now, I can see having a debate whether this and that and that and this. And there's a time and there's a level in which you do that, right? But then you're supposed to dispel all that pseudo stuff, all that negative stuff, right? But remember, saneter is the dude, and everybody was watching saneter. He was the only dude on there. He had all these guys, he was on the street, and he had all these different perspectives, right? So he was the medium, right? When it was just him, it was his responsibility, right, to teach the masses of black people, because he decided to take that role. Now, whether he decided to take that role, because he truly felt like he wanted to do something for his people, or did he truly feel like, oh, there's money to be made in this conscious movement? And the evidence shows, despite a lot of the stuff that he said, is about the money. Because like Mechee displayed, right, when it's convenient for saneter, when he was beefing with Polite, all of a sudden he had all this information about this girl, right? This underage girl, and he blasted him about it and said, basically saying, hey, don't let me blow your business out there. So for him to threaten Polite 5 years ago about some stuff that he obviously knew, that means he's complicit. It's even worse because supposedly this underage girl is his relative. So he's the silent family member that allowed a child to be molested because it was molested by somebody that he worked and make money with. So when shit like that happen, how is it that how can that outweigh? How can all his so-called work he been putting in the streets, how can that outweigh the fact that he's enabling a predator to prey on young girls? If you know somebody is a predator, you have nothing to do with them. As a matter of fact, he should have went just as hard on Polite when he found out that Polite was a predator as he was banging on everybody else for systematic racism. When he was talking about how he was on the street getting arrested and they was tearing down his signs and he got out of jail, and he was out there on the street, he was doing it like that, and he was doing all this for the community, and he ain't no YouTuber, he blah blah blah. All that energy and that fire and that venom and that all that power, he should have directed all that to Polite when he found out Polite was a pedophile. Not only did he know Polite was a pedophile, but he knew Polite was a scammer. But he kept platforming Polite. He kept platforming scammers along with other scammers who used pseudo information and stole money from the community. So is he an asset or a liability to the community? Ultimately. And he was going on Q Butter saying Q Butter, comparing himself, because when he's under attack, because he feels like he's being attacked by everybody who simply wanted him to hold himself accountable for platforming this dude. Nobody was calling him a pedophile or nothing like that. They're just saying, dude, you probably shouldn't have platformed him. You probably should have said something earlier. All he had to do, if a true elder with true wisdom would have said, you know what? You're absolutely right. If he was a true elder and his age and his wisdom matched up, he'd have been like, you know what, family? You're absolutely right, guys. I was wrong. When I knew, I should have platformed. He should have did that. At least that would have let us know that he was genuine and he, just made an honest mistake or whatever, right? And it was just, hey. But he himself admitted the only reason that he brought Polite back is because he said the people was asking for it. The people was asking for it. So what he's saying is the money was asking for it. So the algorithm told him, hey, if you put Polite back on here, I'll make more money. So he prioritized making more money off the conscious community by platforming scammers and pedophiles because that personally enriched him, even though it was detrimental and dangerous and destructive to the community. So he values his pockets over the community. So that means ultimately he don't seem to have any integrity. So he can't be respected as an elder, unfortunately, Now, because of saneter, there was a lot of good people that did get highlighted. But at the same time, there was a lot of people that was detrimental to the community. A lot of fake pseudo doctors. Everybody's a doctor nowadays, right? A lot of fake scholars. He had a lot of good scholars, a lot of fake scholars, and he would mix them in and he would give them credibility because you put the fake scholars with the pseudo information up there with the real information, confusing the people. Now, if he was about that life, he wouldn't waste his time with all that pseudo stuff unless he was bringing the pseudo stuff in order to show that this is bullshit. But that's not what he did. He tried to play referee because he liked the action, the drama that comes with two people battling about religion. Because when Christians and Muslims and Islam and all these new denominations, religions get in a room and they start arguing, it's obviously going to start some drama. And that's the only reason he was doing it, because he was paying them lots of money, right? That's the thing about it. It wasn't about the black community. It was about the money. The money's more important than the black community. So now, when it was his turn to be held account for being the man, because keep in mind, Mechee proved it on his show. The dude thought he was the king of the conscious communities. Everywhere I go, people bow to me. So if you the man, if you the king, then you have to accept the responsibility of the king. If you the king of if you claim the title of the king of the conscious community, that means you accept everything that comes along with the kingdom that you so-called built, right? So if you saying you got pedophiles in your court, but that's not your responsibility, but you're a king, right? You the king of the conscious community. You put more work. What kind of work did you actually put in other than putting out videos? What have you done for the children? Because Q-Butter got a school for children. Q-Butter got a school for children. Q-Butter has a school for children. So are you saying that you platforming, saneter platforming pseudo scammers, right? He had a roster of pseudo scammers, confusing the masses. That's why we got all these damn pretendians running around now, because you had them idiots on there, right? And they slowly but surely was boiling their damn frog in the water with that damn pretendian, more pseudo indigenous crap. You drilled it into people's heads who was looking for information because they didn't have information. So you gave them false information, so they downloaded false software. Now you got all these pretendians running around disavowing Africa for some fake indigenous black thing. That's your fault, king, right? Saneter, the king, that's your fault, right? You the one that made a guy named Polite who looked like a scammer just because he had the silver tongue. You knew he was dangerous. You the one who made this dude a millionaire, if he was a millionaire. You the one who made it so he was rich. If you was the king, you should have shut his ass down. If you was the king, you should have banged on him and never allowed him back in your kingdom. But you're not a king. The only thing that you wanted was money. And it's evident now. And you went along and you cussed out the entire Pan-African, the entire conscious Black Power movement because you mad because everybody's looking at him, looking at saneter to hold him accountable, right? Because he the king, he's above and omnipotent and nobody can judge him. Yet that's what he do every day. That's the type of shit I'm talking about in the black community. We got all these fake people that want to be fake pro-black for YouTube money. They want to be YouTube. Like Mechee X said, she ain't no YouTuber. She don't get paid off YouTube. YouTube algorithm doesn't dictate what she says on her platform. right? But the YouTube algorithm and what the white man on YouTube say they're going to pay you based off what you say seems to dictate what these coons and pseudos and scammers in the black community, you know, do and say, right? You got all the black fake Republican trying to make conservatism cool, trying to lead our black people into the fucking den of the fucking enemy, right? Because they want them old white people to give them money, because white people love giving black coons money when black coons apologize and make white people feel good for all the shit that they do and their ancestors do. So black coons get on the internet and they make white people feel good, and if you good and you got enough charisma, you get paid a lot of money for it. And they try to wrap that shit up in some sort of omnipotent, I've reached a higher level the rest of black people don't understand type of shit. And y'all just don't know what I know, right? So you creating enemies, you creating factions of idiots, retards, scammers, and pedophiles in the black community, holding us back because of people like him who remain silent when it benefits him, but yet he want to say something when it benefits him and don't want to take responsibility when it benefits him. It's all about him. It's not about the community. Like Mechee X, I'm monetized, but I don't care about making a bunch of money on YouTube. I don't care. That's not where I make my money. That's not how I plan on making my money, ever. If for some reason too many white people start watching my video and all of a sudden I get demonetized, I'm still going to keep pumping the same videos at the same time. I did it several times where YouTube put me in YouTube jail. It never stopped me. None of y'all even knew sometimes. Because I don't care. Because I make money other ways. I use YouTube like a social media to do my thing. You know what I'm saying? To get my message out there. Right? And I don't let the white man's YouTube dictate what I'm going to say, even though I got to use his platform for now. Right? But like Mechee X, at some point, I'm gonna empower myself and get my own platform. Right? So we gotta start cleaning the house, yo. We can't have all these fake, dumb, stupid, pseudo pro-black. They're not pro-black. You can't, just because you call yourself pro-black don't mean you pro-black. Just because you call yourself a Pan-African don't mean you're a Pan-African. Right? Them just words. It's your actions that mean everything. You are a sum total of your decisions. That's your life. Your life is a sum total of every decision that you make. Every decision that you make in life leads you on a different path. And it's your choice of which direction you want to go when that fork in the road hit. And it seemed like when that fork in the road hit, a lot of these so-called fake Pan-Africans, these fake pseudo all black power, but they're really about their own pockets, they take the easy route. They don't know how to take the hard route. It's too hard. They don't want to stress out. They want 100,000 subscribers. They're not satisfied with 5 or 10,000 smart, intelligent subscribers. They don't want to grow slow. They want fast money. They want to skip go. They want to collect their $200. And that's the problem. That's a humanity problem. And listen, it's the same issue on the white side. The racist side, don't you know those internet racists? Those white conservatives, don't you know they're grifting those white people? Don't you know when they give them that racist red meat, they grifting them? They selling them courses too. They paying $35 to go to hotels and hear those white people debate each other on what kind of white is better than what kind of white power is better than what kind of white power, what kind of white form of white superiority is better. You don't think they do that? They do that too, and they sell courses and all that stuff. It's the same. So on the pro-black side and the pro-white side, on the Pan-African side and the Pan-European side, they all doing this. You can see they all doing the same thing. You can tell that they grifted, taking advantage of the fact that this is the beginning of the age of information. So that means our people are just becoming aware of their surroundings. And it's unfortunate that the people that were already aware of their surroundings are blinding the people who are truly and genuinely seeking out real information and empowerment. So yeah, man, Mechee X Ethered the shit out of saneter. And I'm disappointed in saneter because I thought he was going to be an elder. But then after a while, I noticed his show started to become more trash. It became trashier and trashier with the same old folks arguing about the same old thing with absolutely no progression. Just the same old shit. Same reruns of Martin over and over and over and over and over again. Nothing new. Because that's what was paying him. The drama of watching black people fight about Asian and European religions. And every now and then, you'll get lucky and you get one black scholar that will give you some real good information in between all that bullshit. But how is it that the black community is supposed to decipher what's real and what's fake when you got a so-called king, Mr. Saneter, right, who mixes the bowl, who muddies the water, who puts all the pseudo mixed up with all the real stuff for people who's looking for knowledge, they can't even decipher which one is real or not. Because you platform the fake shit right next to the real shit. It's sad and insane, but it's a new day. It's a new day. And like Mechee said, just because you old don't make you an elder. You got to earn that shit. We got to look at your receipts at the end of the day and see what actually have you did for the community other than put money in your pocket. Now, ain't nothing wrong with making money off your culture. Everybody else do. But when you exploit your culture, that's when the issue comes, right? Like now, we got all these dumbass, stupid-ass, weird, fat, ugly, incel-ass black dudes thinking it's okay to disrespect black women on a fucking commercial level and shit. What part of the game is that? I think every one of them are all part of the LGBTQ community, honestly. If you hate women that bad, just come out the closet and say that you gay. Just like a lot of these females that hate men, they actually gay. All right, and they say it. And at least some of them are honest, but some of you dudes need to just be honest. You hate men, you hate women so much, you actually gay and you don't want to come out the closet. There's a lot of y'all like that. A lot of y'all like that. Because how the hell you gonna be a black man, you hate black women? Huh? And you came from a black woman. Get the fuck out of here. Huh? And some of y'all got daughters. It's shameful. It's shameful. But yeah, we need to clean up the black community. We need to have some discipline, right? Because other communities, they have discipline, right? The ones that we always talk shit about and admire, the Jews, they got discipline. We need to get some of that discipline. And it's about that time that we get that discipline. And you know what? Mechee, she, man, what? You can't argue what she said. You heard him say it out of his own goddamn mouth. And you hear what Q Butter doing. That dude be doing like 24-hour marathon lives. But you know what? When he tackle the issues, when he tackle these pseudo individuals, he's doing it in a matter to debunk and dispel and re-educate the black people, you know, who are mixed up and confused with all this pseudo shit. So he's doing it the right way. So, yeah, I guess it's time to put these old dinosaurs to pasture. They done made their money. Let them sit there and retire. It's time for the new Pan-Africans, a new generation of black power movement who are more disciplined, right? Have conviction, have honor, right? Have a sense of morals, and they unapologetically black. Anyway, that's all I got to say. This is Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.